Hallo, guten Tag. Welcome back, students of German 1102, summer 2019. This is Dr. Dettinger, and we're continuing with the reflexive pronouns, this time with the dative case, although I will show some additional examples of some common nouns that use reflexive, and those happen to be in the accusative, but we just finished the bigger reflexive pronouns for the accusative case. Remember in that the theme was if it's just a generalization, right? I'm washing myself, I'm bathing myself, uh, I'm shaving, things like this. Those tend to use the accusative pronouns. This video will focus primarily on the dative. So when the reflexive pronoun is an indirect object, then it's going to be the dative case. If you recall, the dative case, not specifically talking about reflexive pronouns, but the dative case is the indirect object, right? The person for whom or to whom an action is received. So starting with first in a accusative example, for instance, ich wasche mich, right? I'm washing myself, I'm getting washed. That's just a general statement, right? But now if I want to focus on a specific body part, right? For instance, ich wasche mir die Hände. If I specify I'm washing my hands, or die Haare, or ich putze mir die Zähne, if I'm washing my hair, or I'm brushing my teeth. Once I specify that item, then the reflexive pronoun is going to be dative. So ich wasche mir die Hände, okay? So in English, I would just say I wash my hands, right? But in German, it's said differently. So as I mentioned, die Hände, die Haare, die Zähne. Once we identify that those are the body parts that are being washed, then we use the dative pronoun for the reflexive. Okay, so looking at this list here, you can see starting on the left we have the nominative personal pronouns, and then in the middle column the dative personal pronouns. Now, the right-hand column are our reflexive pronouns in the dative. So mir and dir, those stay the same. But then we have ihnen, ihm, ihr, and ihm. Those will all be sich. Okay, uns and euch stay the same. And then our last one for the plural they, ihnen, becomes sich. Gut. Let's look at some examples. Wäscht sich die Haare jeden Morgen. Okay. Sie putzt sich die Zähne before sie zur Arbeit geht. So these are examples of third person. Okay. Looking at a first person. Ich ziehe mir ein schickes Hemd an. Okay. And two, if I looked at those first two, if I used first person ich wasche mir die Haare jeden Morgen, or ich putze mir die Zähne bevor ich zur Arbeit gehe. Those would be examples with the first person. Okay, here's another one. Ich nehme mir ein Stück Kuchen zum Nachtisch. Okay, so even when it's not necessarily an action to your hands or your teeth, right? If I'm getting myself, right? As soon as we say myself there, and if it's something where you're getting yourself a direct object, such as this, okay, Kuchen, ein Stück Kuchen, okay, then you would use the dative. And then here, for instance, Herr Ziegler macht sich eine Tasse Kaffee. Okay, excellent. So those are just examples of the dative. There are a list of commonly used verbs. These happen to be accusative. Okay, so looking at these, we have sich verspäten, okay, sich beeilen, sich aufregen, sich benehmen, sich entschuldigen, sich erkälten, sich wohlfühlen, sich setzen. Okay, so if I was late for the train, okay, or for class, ich habe mich verspätet, okay, or sich beeilen. A lot of times this one will be used, so this one is used, I will say, in the imperative as a command, For instance, if I'm telling my sons to hurry up in the morning, beeilt euch, or if I say, oh, I have to hurry up, I'll combine it with the modal verb müssen. Ich muss mich beeilen. Okay. Or sich erkälten. Let's jump down to that one. Ich habe mich erkältet. Hast du dich erkältet? Did you catch a cold? Ich habe mich erkältet. I caught myself a cold in a sense. I caught myself a cold. Or sich setzen. Ich setze mich. Yeah, I sit down. Things like that. So these, even though the front end of the video was on the dative reflexive pronouns, this list is just to show, kind of to wrap everything up, a list of the reflexive verbs that tend to use the accusative. Okay, so if you have any questions, bitte lassen Sie mich wissen. Schreiben Sie mir eine Kommentare und ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Danke, tschüss.